Welcome to Living Magically. I'm your host, Michelle Orwick, and this week we have a really powerful week in the astrology. We start out with April 1st, and as we often think of this particular day, we think of April Fool's Day, but you don't need to pull any pranks because there's already going to be enough going on. April Fool's Day is also the first day of Mercury retrograde. And what this means is that there's possibility that your computer won't start, or your phone might be slow, or you drop calls, or any number of things that could be tech oriented. Take care of your cars, your computers, your phones, and take care of your communication. Be gentle, be loving, be kind. Remember, everybody else is also in this big, massive eclipse portal, and everybody's feeling it. We're in the disseminating moon from that lunar eclipse. The moon is about halfway to the solar eclipse next week. So what I'm trying to say here is be kind. The themes for Mercury retrograde, a lot of people hate Mercury retrograde because technology slows down. You really should check your travel plans, check them once, check them twice. Make sure there's gas in your car and your phones and your computers are backed up, and make sure that you really say what you mean in an email and a text. However, I love Mercury retrograde for traveling to places that you have unfinished business, past lives. Like I'm going to Egypt. Probably by the time that happens, I will actually be in Egypt for my first day of the trip. And so as you are looking at this, it is rest, rejuvenate, all those RE words: relax, realign, repurpose, recenter, realign, and realign, and realign, and renew. And as we kind of just finished the Holy Weekend for the Christian faith, we're also talking rebirth. And it is a big rebirth season because we are in Aries sun, and that Aries eclipse is coming up at the end of this week, first of next week. So depending on when you're watching this is coming out on Monday the 1st, but maybe you're watching it a little later in the week. You are probably feeling that halfway mark between the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse. So this week, as you're getting closer and closer to that solar eclipse, because it's Aries, it's about the personal self, the I am presence of I am that I am that I am. So what are you wanting to be, and who are you wanting to show up as? The lunar eclipse is an endings energy, and the time in between is final letting go of that old identity. So kind of like that phoenix energy where the phoenix has to burn everything down. It might be a good time for a fire ritual before that solar eclipse. Write it all down and let it go. Burn it away. In the meantime, it is a good time for reflection so that you can kind of plan for what you are intending and what you are gaining, because the solar eclipse is a grand new beginning. We do have that powerful alignment that's coming before then, where Venus actually moves on the 4th into Aries. So Venus in Aries is very flirty, very fun. I'm sorry, Venus in Aries. Yes, it's very flirty, very fun, and I think that it might be a very romantic weekend for people who are maybe you've been coming out of a hard time in your relationship, or if you're single, it might be a good time to get out and do some things. And if you're looking at just flirting with yourself, Aries Venus is about falling in love with yourself again, especially if you've been out of your like for a minute. So do some forgiveness work, do some love and some self-care. It's a really good time for that this weekend. And I'm especially going to say with that disseminating moon means that it will be a dark moon over the weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be dark moon. So with that energy of the solar eclipse coming, some people may feel fatigue. So self-care would be rest and rejuvenate and realign. So all those Mercury retrograde themes. So on the weekend, take it easy, or go out and have a flirtation or a date night, or maybe the date night is actually a stay in and relax and have some nice food and a relaxing evening at home, but being with someone special. And because it is also Venus in Aries, it could be social and it could be your friends. I love you, mans, where you're just spending a lot of time with the people that you really, really like. And maybe even someone you have not liked before can, with all this relationship stuff happening, you could actually learn to like someone maybe you didn't understand before. So once we get into Sunday, we are at that peak moment right before the solar eclipse. That's kind of where I normally would end this video, except I just want to give, because the next video will come out after the eclipse, want to give a few pointers on the eclipse. It's a big energy. Whether you're going to go see it or watch it or not, you're going to feel it. It happens midday on Monday. If you want the details of how to watch that, check your news channel out or where you need to go to see the totality. But it doesn't matter. You're going to feel it, and it's going to be hitting this country in a very profound and powerful way. It crosses over the big solar eclipse that we had in 2017. And we really won't have anything else like it in this lifetime. So because it is an Aries eclipse, it is about the grand new beginnings. I'm just going to throw a prediction out there. Brand new beginnings for the United States. So that means all beginnings need ending. So not really sure exactly what we're going to see, but I do predict that there's going to be some change here in the United States over the next year or two. And that being said, there will definitely be an internal change. It's setting up the next 2 years of your lifetime. And so where do you want to be in that first month, that 6-month mark, the rest of 2024? Where do you want to be 2 years from now? So like any new moon, it's a big day, and it's more like a full New Year's resolution energy because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So it really is the first new moon of this astrological year. And so it's the year of the dragon, which is also fire. Aries is fire. And you're just going to feel like some renewal, some rejuvenation, some push. So in those hours on Monday afternoon, Monday evening, and into the next week, please, really set your intention, set your energy, and write it in an I am statement. I am, fill in the blank, as it is already done, that I am. It's an incredible time for meditation work and anything that's going to train your brain. And that being said, maybe it's a good time for you to sign up for my brand new course, which we will be running on Mondays starting in May. It starts May 6th, and it's 5 Monday nights running over a 6-week period of time in May and June. You take Memorial Day off, and it's a very reasonable price, but we're going to learn how to change habits and mindset and really start thinking more positively and creating intentional thinking to live a much cleaner, clearer, better life. And it sort of bridges all the things I've studied about neuroscience, all the things I've studied about theta healing, and throw in some Akashic records and natural law too. So if you wanted to sign up for that course, of course, the Aries new moon solar eclipse day would be kind of one of those amazing days to set that kind of attention. So have a wonderful week. Be mindful that it is big energies, maybe some of the most potent of the entire year as far as big energy. We'll have another very high energy week on the 20th of April, but this is, as far as energy is concerned, we're going to see the highs and the lows, the dip of the dark moon, and then once that new moon goes, we're going to be seeing some big push. So be ready for it. Have a magical week, and don't forget to live magically.